Imagine standing outside, minding your own business, and suddenly hearing a sound so loud it feels like the sky itself just exploded. Not a jet, not a bomb, not a meteor, the loudest sound ever recorded in human history. And it came from Earth itself. Honestly, this story makes Earth feel less like a planet and more like a giant sleeping monster. Because in 1883, Earth made a noise so powerful that people thousands of miles away thought the world was ending. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Not even a little. The source of this unbelievable sound was a volcanic island called Krakatoa, located between the islands of Java and Sumatra in Indonesia. For centuries, Krakatoa was just another volcano. A dangerous volcano, sure, but nobody expected what was coming. Then, in May of 1883, strange things started happening. The volcano woke up. Small eruptions began shaking the island. Ash clouds climbed into the sky. Locals heard rumbling. Scientists today compare it to a pressure cooker with the lid locked shut. The pressure kept building and building and building for months. Imagine shaking a soda can for weeks, then giving it to the universe. That was basically Krakatoa. Then came the 27th of August, 1883, the day everything changed. That morning, a series of gigantic explosions erupted from the volcano. But one explosion was unlike anything humans had ever recorded. At exactly 10:02 a.m. local time, Krakatoa unleashed the loudest sound in recorded history. And when I say loud, I mean absurdly loud. The sound reached an estimated 310 decibels. For comparison, a normal conversation is around 60 decibels. A rock concert might reach 120, a jet engine around 140, Krakatoa 310. At that point, we're not talking about sound anymore. We're talking about Earth screaming. The explosion was heard nearly 3,000 miles away. Think about that. People in Australia heard it. People on islands across the Indian Ocean heard it. Some thought cannons were firing. Others thought they were hearing distant warfare. Nobody could imagine they were hearing a volcano from another continent. That's like hearing someone sneeze from New York while you're standing in Los Angeles. It shouldn't be possible. Yet it happened. And here's where things get even crazier. The pressure wave from the eruption circled the entire planet. Not once, not twice, several times. Scientists later measured atmospheric disturbances traveling around Earth over and over again. The planet literally rang like a giant bell. Earth got hit so hard, it kept vibrating. How insane is that? But the sound wasn't the only problem. The explosion was so powerful that most of the island simply disappeared. Gone. Destroyed. A huge portion of Krakatoa collapsed into the ocean. Imagine an entire island deleting itself. That collapse displaced massive amounts of seawater, which triggered giant tsunamis. And these weren't normal tsunamis. Some waves reached over 100 feet high. Entire coastal towns vanished. Ships were thrown inland. Thousands of people lost their lives. Nature was not playing around. And honestly, this is where volcanoes become terrifying. Because unlike tornadoes, hurricanes, or earthquakes, volcanoes can combine all of those effects into one disaster. Explosions, ash clouds, shockwaves, tsunamis, lightning, lava. It's like nature selected every disaster option at once and then clicked maximum difficulty. Now here's a question for you. What scares you more? A giant earthquake? A massive tsunami? Or a super volcano? Let me know in the comments because honestly, I can't decide. Every time I learn something new about volcanoes, they become less of a mountain and more of a supervillain. But somehow Krakatoa wasn't finished surprising scientists. Because after the eruption, strange things began happening worldwide. The sky changed. Seriously. Dust and ash from the explosion spread through the atmosphere across the globe. People reported bizarre red sunsets, purple skies, strange glowing effects. Some artists even painted these unusual sunsets without knowing they were witnessing the aftermath of Krakatoa. Imagine painting a sunset and accidentally documenting one of history's biggest natural disasters. That's wild. And here's another mind-blowing fact. Scientists estimate the eruption released energy equivalent to hundreds of megatons of TNT, far greater than many nuclear explosions. Which means Earth casually released more energy than some of humanity's most powerful weapons. Nature really likes reminding us who's in charge. And here's something that creeps me out. If you had been close enough to the eruption, the sound pressure alone could have ruptured your eardrums instantly. The air itself became dangerous. Not flying rocks, not lava, the AIR. Sound became a weapon. That's terrifying. Imagine being hurt by noise itself. No thanks. And yet, despite all this destruction, Krakatoa didn't completely disappear. Years later, a new volcanic island began forming in the same area. Its name means Child of Krakatoa, which honestly sounds like the title of a movie nobody should watch alone at night. Nature literally rebuilt the volcano, like it hit the reset button. Earth said, "Round 2? Absolutely not." What's crazy is that scientists continue studying Krakatoa today, because understanding eruptions like this helps predict future disasters. And that's important, because there are still volcanoes around the world capable of causing enormous damage. Some scientists even worry about future super eruptions, events large enough to affect global temperatures and food supplies, which is not the kind of weather forecast anyone wants. But maybe the biggest lesson from Krakatoa is this. Humans often think we're in control. We build cities, we build roads, we build technology. Then every once in a while, nature reminds us we're living on a giant ball of molten rock flying through space. And honestly, that's a humbling thought. The loudest sound ever recorded wasn't made by humans. It wasn't made by machines. It wasn't made by war. It was made by our planet. Just one volcano, one moment, one explosion, and the effects were felt around the world. So here's my question. If you could witness any natural event from a completely safe distance, what would you choose? A volcanic eruption? A massive thunderstorm? An asteroid impact? Or the Northern Lights? Drop your answer in the comments because I genuinely want to know. And if this story blew your mind, just wait until you hear some of the other things our planet is capable of. If this video broke your brain in the best way, welcome to Science Went Wild. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We are here every week taking the biggest questions in the universe and refusing to look away. Next week goes somewhere even the scientists are nervous about. Share this with someone who needs a big question today. Their brain will thank you. Probably. See you in the next one.